You know what? I feel like this channel is much like the act of sex itself. Like, doesn't really matter where you're doing it, just as long as you're having a good time and enjoying it. I feel like that's a lot like my filming space. I don't really care too much how it looks because I know the content is being enjoyed, but I thought I have to change things up just a little bit, make it a little bit nicer. So I added 2 candles for a little bit of ambiance because hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. If you are new here, please make sure you click that red button that says subscribe and check off that little notification bell right next to it. It's gonna let you know every time I upload a brand new video. And please give me a follow over on Instagram. Link is down below in the drop box. A couple days ago, one of my friends texted me an article to read. I obviously click on the link because I'm interested. I want to see what you sent me. Inside this article, it was all about what makes females horny, like 5 secrets that are surefire to make women horny. And as I'm reading through the list, I'm thinking, no, 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 what the fuck, and no. And now obviously whenever you read any type of article online, you know that it has to be true because anything that has to do with science, professionals, it's 100% true because science and professionals aren't never wrong, right? Like, do not leave it to the normal people. Don't leave it to the potatoes like us. We don't know shit. And I know sometimes I can walk around with a stick up my ass and being very like, you know what I mean? But I sent this to my sister, I showed my mom, I sent it to 2 other friends, and I had to ask if any of this was true or if any of it applied to them. I all got the answer back that was like a consensus as a big no. And as a female myself, and I know there are women that do indulge in my videos, we know what gets us off. We know what gets us going. We know what doesn't. I don't feel that any of these things really do. That's why I'm gonna sit down and share them with you because I did a little bit of digging myself with some scientists that I personally know, but let's start on the list. I will leave a link to the article down below. It's from Men's Health and it's titled 5 Things That Secretly Make Her Horny. So this is science from the professionals, from the experts. Point number 1 being roller coasters. Don't roller coasters. Terrifying, dropping, spinning fast upside down roller coasters, just, you know, it just makes me so wet. Honestly, God forbid there's a man next to me because, you know what, it's just gonna be, I'm just gonna fuck him. The second point being your shirt color. So men, it says here, women found men who were either wearing red or surrounded by the color to be more attractive and sexually desirable. Researchers attribute some of the connection to the historic use of the color as a symbol of wealth and of power. Let me tell you guys something. I know a lot of men who wear the color red. There is no wealth and there is no power. Now, I wasn't completely surprised when I read that point because I've heard that red is a very sexy color and therefore it makes you very desirable, but honestly red is not one of my favorite colors, so maybe I'm just speaking out of my own opinion. But I don't look at a man and think, oh my gosh, you are wearing a purple shirt, I want to go down on you. Now, I am no stranger to finding men who are skilled with work, with their hands, with doing things. Like, I am no stranger to finding those kind of men extremely attractive because it's just sexy to me. But this one too could be because I'm a little bit of a prude and personally I hate doing this myself. But your dance moves are surefire to get you laid. Studies suggest women prefer vigorous and skilled males. I love skilled males. And dancing ability signals physical condition. I think dancing is very like uncomfortable, it makes you look silly, and I'm not one for dancing. I never have been. I've had people say that I should dance because it's so much fun, but I don't see any fun in dancing. If it's for you, maybe this does apply to you. Maybe you're out of the club and you see homeboy over there in the corner in his red shirt dancing. You're like, oh my goodness, I have to go ride a roller coaster with this guy because I see so much potential with him to jump in the sack with me and probably no further because he's dancing in a club and wearing a red shirt. So I'm guilty of not wearing deodorant sometimes, only because I forget, but typically I do keep a little mini deodorant in my car, in my purse, so I'm never without it. This brings us to point number 4, your lack of deodorant. And you know what? Sure, if you forget your deodorant, but if you're doing something rigorous and strenuous, You probably don't want to forget deodorant or pick some up along the way because you will smell. It's inevitable and it might not be the best smell. It says here that scientists found that a pheromone in male underarm sweat causes a spike in women's levels of cortisol, a hormone associated with arousal and brain activation. Ladies, I need to hear you guys out in the comment section. Is this something that is true? Because I have smelled sweaty men after sex, during gym class. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bitch. And the very last is red wine. Now I understand that people like to indulge and sometimes people indulge a little bit too much. Ladies, if you are finding that you are not horny and you can't get into the mood, another study from another university says women who drank 1 to 2 glasses of red wine a day had higher levels of sexual desire than non-drinkers. Get yourself a bottle of red and just go to town with it. Don't even worry about like the calories or how you'll feel after. You'll be horny. This is what's gonna happen. Now, as we all know, scientists and professionals are always right. Should always go by what they say. So I took this question and I placed it in front of the real scientists and the real professionals, which are you guys. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen this post and hopefully you would have responded. What turns a woman on? What makes her horny? What makes her tick? And I did get some really earth-shattering responses that we will be sharing right now. Got over 100 responses and there's a really big agreement that neck kisses really get her going. Like, you don't have to wear a red shirt for this, you guys. Just be yourself, Netflix and chill a little bit, put on some Riverdale. Even if you don't want to know what the hell Archie and Jughead are doing, make way on her neck. You can pretend she's Veronica or Betty. It doesn't really matter. You're gonna get her into the mood. The men who reply, like, I have such a soft spot in my heart for the penis. A lot of guys said clean the house. One guy says doing the chores, making her coffee in the morning and cooking for her. Absolutely. If you make it like non-fat, low-fat, skinny version, I'm so down for it. And doing the chores. Yes, and if you dust in all the right spaces, like, let me just go down on you right now. See, another guy says a clean house, candles, and a soft back rub, maybe some kisses on the neck. The neck is such a big erogenous zone, it will turn her on. Like, if she's not into it, just right there. Like, I just love you guys so much. One guy said slapping her in the face with my dick. So maybe that works for your girl. I don't think that would work for me. A lot of people said food, which is 100%, because sometimes if I'm eating the right foods, I just, you know, especially if you're eating foods that are considered an aphrodisiac, I think, I don't know 100%, it does something that it either makes you more attractive and more desirable. So yes, food is the way to go. Be a gentleman, communicate, play with her butt, not her heart. Yes, my love, yes. And you know what? Honestly, you can do all these things. You don't have to wear a red shirt. We do not have to go to Six Flags. I don't know. It's a place to have fun. It's not a place to be turned on. It's like there's children around. Like, it's just not the time or place to be horny. Giving them a soothing massage all over their body. And I think I want you to come give me a massage, but I think you have a girlfriend. Definitely get some warm oil, put it on their body, slip and slide around and see where the night leads. I got this one kind of twice, so a fast car and a yellow bottle. I had to ask what a yellow bottle was because I'm not hip enough. So I was told that it was like champagne, I think. But yes, definitely a fast car if you have like any sort of muscle car, you know, like, I just start taking my shirt off now, like, just, I'm done. Charisma, confidence, and when appropriate, touching, but with progressive intimacy. And I agree 110%, because if you're building some kind of relationship up with someone, even if it's just like a physical relationship, you're not just gonna go right off the bat and be like, let's just go sleep with one another. It doesn't work that way. Unless some situations do, but I can't speak for that. You show that you're confident within yourself. You're confident with knowing what you want with that person as well as from that person. Like, if a man is very confident to me, I can feed off of that and my confidence will shine through, and it can work that way. It's a beautiful thing, really getting into one another's minds and just learning how to mentally stimulate one another prior to physical stimulation. Like, it's a really magical thing. And for some women, this might totally apply. But he says my Bionicle collection. Do you remember those little like containers of Bionicles? And as much as like studies may show and science might be correct with it, sure, maybe those points had some accuracy, but I feel personally in day-to-day, in real life, like, how often do you ride roller coasters, red shirts, like, I don't know, it's just material, really doesn't get me aroused, and I'm sure it doesn't do that for other women. Of course, red wine, a lot of bad decisions have been made over a bottle of wine or champagne. I don't know, I just feel talking to normal everyday people like you guys and having you tell me what you know works or what you believe is like a surefire way to get into her pants and get her excited to get into yours. That makes so much more sense to me, maybe because I've experienced this myself. It just seems like you guys really all know what you're talking about, and I really feel like you guys are my scientists and my professionals, so I commend you guys. After reading that article, I thought, oh my gosh, there's a lot of hooey on here. As with much of the internet, like, you just can't believe everything you hear, and of course they're from scientists and, you know, studies and shit. A lot of us aren't scientists, you know. I'm sure as fuck not a scientist. Like, I barely finished high school, and I feel like at the end of the day, reading your guys' responses, I can relate, I can connect on so many different levels, and you can do it all without those 5 tips in Men's Health magazine. I hope you guys did enjoy watching today's video. I had a lot of fun sitting down and filming it. Anytime that I have a chance to really interact and have you guys interact with me, it just makes us feel really connected, and I get to know everybody's quirks and little freaky sides, and I really do like that. So please leave this video with a big thumbs up, subscribe again if you aren't already, give me a follow over on Instagram, Chelsea Nicole 1.0. Thank you so much for all the love and support lately. I just have no words, and it makes me really happy. So until next time, be careful, God bless, and I'll see each and every one of you in my next video.